Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, the 11th of October, 2025. We'll start. We look at the synoptic. This was midday yesterday. That high pressure there centered off the southern tip of Ireland, leading to what we thought would be fairly typical high pressure conditions, but in fact led to a lot of moisture and pollution being trapped close to the ground and solid overcast all day and into the evening as well. To the west, we've got Storm Karen starting to build here, although looking at over midnight, it's become ex-Karen and that has begun to dissipate. By midday today, that high has moved ever so slightly to the northeast, but generally very similar conditions. Looking out the window this morning, fairly overcast as well. Looking at the sat pic now, conditions much the same as yesterday morning, although we're hoping for a bit of a clearance at some stage. It is entirely possible that it's going to get worse before it gets better. But we will see as we go. Obviously, being sort of mid-level overcast or low-level overcast, there's no rain associated with that on the radar there. And looking at the Met Office prediction, nothing expected for the remainder of the day. The ODM observation is wind 030 degrees, 3 knots, so northeasterly. Visibility greater than 10 kilometers and overcast at 2,200 feet with a pressure of 1034, so very high pressure day for us there. Farnborough there, tough today is variable at 3 knots, but light all the same. Visibility greater than 10 kilometers, broken at 2,000 feet. And there's a prop 30 of at the moment being 7,000 meters for this. Upper winds or winds aloft to the south, east northeasterly 10 knots, and the northwesterly at 5. We can expect somewhere around the midpoint of there, around 030, 040 at 5 to 10 knots. And windy here, showing us the surface wind are very, very light, almost not visible, northeasterly flow there across the airfield. The local Met Office forecast showing something similar, around 3 knots today, gusting no more than 7 or 8, with reasonable visibility and fairly high humidity. The temperature in our area around 16 or 17 degrees potentially. Again, depending on whether or not we get a clearance, a bit more sun on the ground, and a dew point somewhere in the region of 8 degrees. That's the webcam on the south side, looking west, very little wind, a little bit of light starting to come through in the top part of the cloud there, but still fairly solidly overcast. Temperature-wise, we're up to 11 degrees at the moment with a dew point of 7.9. Sky sight point forecast there showing no real low-level cloud at all on this chart and showing actually high cover instead, with possibility of a little bit of cumulus later on, soarable to between 1,500 and 2,000 feet on the QFE, with thermals ranging between 1 and 2 knots. The cloud distribution here on top Meteo, just resetting there from around now, about 8 o'clock local. We can see a bit of low-level cloud, but not really showing what we're seeing at the moment, a bit of thin autocumulus and some cirrus there. But as we run that through hour by hour, we see it thickens up, and actually this is showing cloud below 500 feet from about 11 o'clock local. So it'd be interesting to see if this does in fact happen. It's not particularly likely to get that bad, but we can expect a deterioration potentially before it starts to get better and blew out into mid-afternoon and early evening. No TAMs based on the forecast for local flying today, nothing to concern us there. So we'll move on to glider bookings. We've got one K21 today on booked instruction, a K21 on the casual list, and one K13 for trial lessons. There's plenty of single seat availability and 2 on the casual list, so if we get an instructor out to help, that would be greatly appreciated. We have nothing to report today with regards to movements, and a reminder that SPL rules are now in force. So, in summary, high pressure is dominant, cloudy to begin, potentially thickening up before breaking P later on this afternoon. We have a light northeasterly flow across the airfield, and as a result, we'll be operating from runway 09 today with cables on the grass south side. A reminder, instructors, please, if there is a queue, do not sit and brief at the front of it, and please be ready when the cable or tug arrives. As always, do not land or taxi across the disused runways shown here in red. And there's our airfield set up to finish with the winch line to the south of the main runway, and they are towing from the heart. That's all from me this morning. We'll see you out there shortly. Let's have a good day and keep it safe. Thank you very much.